Okay, third try, trying to do this reading. I don't know why it's not recording any longer than 45 seconds. This is aggravating. This is my last attempt, and then I'm gonna give up if this for some reason isn't gonna keep recording. I don't know what the problem is. Anyways, for the weekend, it looks like your heart is at the center of things for you. You're interested in love this weekend, and you're trying to tune into your heart. You're trying to create a new start with someone. You're really in your feelings. You're tuned into your heart. You're wanting to make a love offer, and you really want a new beginning. You might even be confiding in someone about your feelings and getting connected to a friend about how you want to address this, because there's a new start here, but there's also like a friend or a younger person to you who's involved. It's not the main partner to you, it's somebody else. So it's indicating to me that you might be either you want a new start or you're confiding in someone about this. So that's the current energy. That's what you're thinking about going into the weekend. You're tuned into your heart. The text card is heartbeat. The signifier is the Knight of Cups. So you're really, really in your feelings about someone. The challenges are that you're trying to work really hard to get the things that you want for yourself and to manifest some abundance. But there's a challenge here. The text card is mother and child. So you may be having to accommodate a child or a parent and child or your relationship with your own mom. That's a challenge position. So these are the things that you're being sort of pressed to address. It's the card of working hard, it's the card of abundance, and it's also a card of mother and child. That could be fertility. Like you may be having trouble with working hard to generate your abundance and having trouble seeing the fertile results yet. That could be also. The advice for you as you move through this weekend energy is to cleanse your energy, stay in your heart, and burn some burnables, right, to cleanse your energy. That's the advice. It's not, and it's to be in your heart and maintain a connection to your wisdom and your maturity about this relationship. The advice to you also, that's kind of the lesson, is to keep your energy clear. And there's a very specific recommendation to smudge here, using sacred smoke, or to smoke an herb that's going to bring you clarity. And to be in your kind of wisdom and maturity of your heart center. That's the lesson that you're being asked to. So it's healthy to stay in this engaged night energy and heart energy. Now this is seeming to continue to record ongoing. I don't know why it wouldn't in the beginning. Now it is. Maybe it had to do with trying to use that remote. I don't really know what's going on here, but I'm going to keep an eye on it. So now that it seems like it's recording, I'll go ahead and introduce this a little bit. This is a weekend layout. I've introduced that like 4 times, but the recording kept stopping. So this is a weekend layout, and part of the reason I even wanted to do the layout was to learn what readings look like on my tablet. I got a new tablet and I'm filming it on this tablet, and it was really messing with me initially. And also just to kind of, there was another reason too, like just, I mean, maybe practicing how to get it set up in here for my tablet. One thing I'm noticing right now is that there's some kind of reflection that's causing these candles to be illuminating me, maybe in the reflection of the tablet. I'm not sure. Anyways, though, that's the background that you missed because it kept cutting me off. So this is my goal, is to do this weekend reading and upload it. And this is also learning for me to see what the quality is of something filmed on my tablet versus my phone. Does it improve the uploads? I also wanted to go live today, but then I found out my YouTube hasn't been authorized to go live yet. I need to wait 24 hours. So I'll start doing some live readings probably too, just to get through the cumbersome upload time. Where I live rurally, it can sometimes take hours just to upload one little reading, and that's a little much. So always experimenting to see what's going on, and then I almost lost my temper a minute ago when these videos kept stopping filming. I wasn't understanding why and getting aggravated. And I don't want to bring aggravated energy into the reading. This is a really lovely love message coming out for you for the weekend. So what's your advice then? You're really in your heart. You really want to generate abundance, but you might be having trouble seeing the fertility, or there might be something to do with a parent-child relationship that's interfering with your goals right now for some reason. The advice to you is that you are seeing all of this very clearly. This is you. You're the main male here. So for whatever reason on this channel, I do a lot of readings for masculine energies. Doesn't seem to be typical. When I started doing card layouts on my Instagram, most of those have been for women. Most people that watch tarot are women. And most card readings around love are for the perspective of the woman who's asking usually. And I don't mean to be so fixated on the gender binary, but what's been really interesting for me is as I've started this YouTube channel, almost all of my readings are for masculine energies. So that's interesting to me. And I kind of like it. It's a nice surprise. So you're showing up here as this masculine energy. The advice for you is that you're seeing clearly. You really don't have anything to worry about. Your perspective about what you want to do, about tuning into your heart, about being in an energy of wisdom and maturity, about keeping your energy and your focus clear. You're right in alignment with it. The advice to you is to continue to manage and cleanse your own energy. Maintain the clarity that you have with this Ace of Swords. This Ace is now going to hover over this whole reading. You're going into this weekend with total clarity of mind. You may also be an air sign, but what I'm thinking is that you're just in a really clear, wise place. And you're also being told here that your energy is soothing and is a gift to the world. So that might be why you're being urged to cleanse your energy and to stay wise about your energy. If you have soothing energy, you may have experienced this already. People are drawn to you and then can also be a little bit draining for you because others want to be near you. They like your energy, they feel good in your energy, whatever it is. You have the soothing energy going on right now in spades. And so you might need to shield yourself and keep your energy aura, for example, inner and outer, clear through the use of smudging. That's going to help you maintain your clarity. And then in the near future, the cards are the Ten of Pentacles, which has been coming up a lot, with very abundant energy. Love, everything you wanted in love in your near future, and a sacred marriage. So you're healing whatever obstacles were there within you. You have total clarity. You're connected to your soothing, heart-centered energy, and you're wanting to start a new start. That's what you're wanting to do here. And there's a positive omen for the weekend. There's some kind of an obstacle here with a mother and child. I'm going to just get a little bit of clarity on that now that it seems like my recording is going to continue. How can you clarify this obstacle position? Some type of parent-child relationship you might feel like it's interfering with your ability to get your work done. So that's not, maybe this is your weekend with your kids, and that's going to be the challenge, is that you have all these goals for your heart and what you want to see created for yourself this weekend in love, but the kids are in the way. So that could be something of pretty simple, reason this showed up here. But let's see. What else about the obstacle should you understand? There's a lot of really positive energy for you going into the weekend. What's the obstacle here with this work and this mother and child? The World, the Queen of Swords, and the Ten of Wands. So you're feeling maybe a little bit burdened with with parental responsibilities. That could be. Parental responsibilities might be somewhat feeling like, and I could think of a lot of ways this could happen. This is not to be negative towards being a parent, but when you're a parent, you don't necessarily come first. Your child comes first in most cases. And so that might be some of this, that you're feeling a little bit of a need to, what else? What's the deal here with this? Getting your work done, generating your abundance, creating your new life. There's a feeling of needing to have a boundary and a little bit of a feeling of burden, of carrying a heavy load. There might be some question here about a child, like what is your responsibility to a child, and feeling somewhat burdened by that. It could also be that you're feeling burdened by a parent, and you're the child in the equation. Tell me more about this feeling of overwhelm and tiredness. You're almost done. That feeling is not much longer. The Ten of Wands is a card saying you're almost home free here. You're not going to have to deal with this feeling of obstacle or burdensome challenge. It's not a serious challenge. What is the deal? Why is this feeling like a burden? You're trying to bring a completion to something, and it's a just completion. It's a more balanced approach to your life that feels a lot more in fairness and in alignment with your goals. There's some worry about it, though. There might be a worry about the impact of these changes to a child. That could be. So I'm going to pull now just some oracle messages about this. What are some oracle messages about this love relationship that you're wanting to generate? You've got real clarity on it going into the weekend. You're really in an effort of generating love and abundance for yourself. This might be healing your inner child. That might be what's going on. Because sacred marriage and alchemy is like creating union within yourself. So that could be. It might be that you're working on healing your inner child. That's not the card that came out, though. That card is there. I have a card for the inner child, and this is mother and child. What's the story here? It's important for you to understand. It's like you want a new start in love, and you're seeing very clearly. You're generating an abundant new start in love from a place of wisdom. But there's some sort of preoccupation here about hard work and a mother and a child. What's happening with that for you? Go the distance. So let's see what this says here with going the distance. Do you feel as if you've been wandering in the desert now for ages and ages and nothing is happening? Yeah, that's that challenge position to create the abundance that you want and the fertility. That's what I think is happening here. When you conjure up the image of a desert, you picture parched lips, sunburned skin, and mirages, but there is more to it than that. Amid the hot sands are creatures with resilient spirits, tough skins, and the willingness to burrow deep underground for water so that they may thrive. This is a time of developing survival skills and resilience. You are learning how to conserve your strength, that Ten of Wands. And in this temporary time of austerity, it's wise to be selective about where you expend your energy. Listen to the call of your soul because it will never lead you astray. This is an important time for letting go of what's not important. So that gives me some clarity here. Part of the challenge might be financially, that you may be wanting to generate some financial abundance, but part of the challenge with that is the recognition I still have a child to provide for. That's my top priority financially, is providing for my family and my child. That could be here, and you're being urged to go the distance. What else about this love relationship and this challenge here? And again, this is just for the weekend. This is just the energy going into the weekend. So this is not a layout that's going to be relevant ongoing over the next, this is a snapshot in time. So your challenge may be seeing the fruitfulness of all your hard work so far into the abundance. You might be feeling tired and like you might not reach the finish line, the Ten of Wands. And this is saying you're almost there. And look for what's being left out. You don't always see the evidence of a fruitful or abundant seen in the desert. You have to look more closely when you're in the desert to see the life that teems in the desert, right? What else? All that glitters. So this is another, and it's in the reverse. Card number 16. This is usually a caution about don't be swayed by glittery things, but let's see here. This is a signal to walk away from what you're contemplating. There's a thin veneer of glitter and sparkle that masks something rotten underneath. Pursuing it will only bring about a difficult situation. You will be sorry you got yourself into. Stay away. Gosh, that's a really stark message here. So there's something about a new start that you're really wanting and that you're feeling really strongly in your heart and that you have clarity on, but there's something in the way. And I think if you try to push forward with it right now, it's not going to be what you dream. This is an interesting message because it's saying there's a lot here for you. There might be a person involved in this challenge position that's draining your energy, and that you're being advised to tune into that and be aware of it. What else is important to understand about this going into the weekend? There's a lot of positive here, so I don't understand why these cards are... I guess just you might be having trouble seeing clearly in the present. What is important is that you need to shield your energy and protect your energy from something that's draining you. You feel in a time of austerity, even though your abundance is about to break through, you're in a period of austerity that might have you down a little bit and having trouble connecting to these other... A message in a bottle. These are all coming out in the reverse, so there's a lot of mixed messages here. I'm not really sure why. And I'm feeling aggravated again. There's some aggravation. Part of the aggravation that I was feeling was about my own setup here. Part of the aggravation I feel like is coming through this reading, though, that you're aggravated about something. And you're tired and you're feeling a little bit burdened. You really want this new start. You're generating, but you're starting to get aggravated. And what's 15 here? Are you refusing to acknowledge the signs because you want things as you want them? Red flags are not pretty decorations for you to admire. They are warning you for a reason. If something doesn't sit right with you, trouble could be hiding in the bushes. Don't ignore the signs. Spirit always has your best interest at heart and will draw your attention to what you're overlooking. So there's something you're supposed to cool your jets about. I don't understand what it is, and I'm finding it aggravating, and so I'm going to do another layout then to explain this to us. What is the problem? I wanted to do just a little weekend energy vibes for you, for your weekend. What should you be thinking about? And this is turning into like this life and death. Maybe you're just being urged to lighten up here. I don't know. I'm going to do a whole new reading now to get us some more information. What is this all about? What is the big deal? Why is there such a big obstacle to the things you're trying to create? And why is there such a big warning here? It's got something to do with a parent and child relationship. There was a Queen of Swords there in the reverse. You may be trying to get a relationship off the ground, but there's some unfinished business in another relationship you need to attend to first. I don't really know. It's a lot of mixed messages that just came out of that layout. So now I'm going to ask for a Celtic cross. What is the deal? Why is this big message of conflict and thwarted ambitions and you're seeing so clearly, yet you're being told not to move forward? Like, that's all really confusing. What is the deal here? I was just trying to get this simple message, and now it's this big, convoluted, confusing message about a love triangle or something. So what's the deal? Thank you, Spirit. I'm trying not to be aggravated, but I feel aggravated from all of that. Why? What is going on? What is the problem for you? And what should you be doing about it going into the weekend? stars are not lined up. You are in alignment with what you want. The life or reality or the 3D is not caught up to where you are yet. That's what's happening here, and that's why it's so frustrating. You already have the clear vision. You're already in alignment with it all. What's the slowdown and the obstacle is that the 3D world has to catch up to your alignment. That's what I'm seeing here really clearly. So you're in a victory. You've victoriously been generating this new start that you wanted that showed up in the first reading, and it's a new start in love and a new start in terms of your material success and your material security. The heart of this is saying that you're being victorious, but there's also energy crossing it, which is the Five of Pentacles, which is a card of fearing being left out in the cold. So the success crossed by these doubts are in play. You're in King of Wands energy, and the universe is working with you to manifest the things that you're trying to create for yourself, King of Wands. So it's a continuation of the last layout. Those things are your abundance. Again, with the Ten of Pentacles, that was in the near future in the last spread here that I did right before this one. So you're thinking clearly. You're in alignment, and the universe is working with you to create the things that you want. You're co-creating with whatever that is for you, whether that's your spirit guides, your higher self, your community. You're being supported in your co-creation of your goals. The energy that's just wrapping up is a judgment day. So this judgment day to me is kind of speaking to the challenge position of the last layout around a mother and a child and a lack of resource or a feeling of stuff being in your way. It created a big judgment day, and it's just recently occurred. So that's probably still very present. And where things are going are the Nine of Cups. So that's wish fulfillment. You're getting everything you're wishing for and you're working towards it. But there's some stuff in the way that's still clearing out. That's what you need to know. The energy coming towards you is a Five of Cups. So that might be that mother and child energy conveying disappointment in your direction about maybe you had to set a boundary. Maybe you said no about something. Sorry, my nose is running and I can feel it. I don't know. You set a boundary, but wish fulfillment is coming for you in the near future. But there's a lot of rumblings of the old world still crashing away, in relationship to the new start you're creating. That's what's getting in the way. That's what's making you feel kind of tired and like you're never going to get there. There's still fallout from the changes in maybe parts of your life that aren't accepting of these changes that you're making. There's fallout from it. Your energy is Ace of Wands. So again, it's a continuation of the last few layouts I've been doing and this King of Wands energy. You're in a great energy for generating the things that you want. It's not necessarily going to happen in your timeline because there are still things clearing out from the old life. Your greatest hopes and fears are the Knight of Pentacles. So you're tired of the trudge forward. You really would like things to be picking up and moving in a quicker pace. You're tired from this slow, steady. The important thing is the Star card. So I'm going to pull, again, one more. There's an old relationship or an old life or the old world, the old order of things that's still clearing out. That's what I'm picking up here. So that's what you're going to be dealing with from this weekend. You might have had an image in your mind of like, these next few days I'm just going to sail forward and I'm home free and it's all lights are green and I'm cruising right towards what I'm creating for myself. And this layout, these two layouts are saying not so fast. It's happening. You're succeeding, so don't worry about that. It's not like something's going to prevent it from happening, but it's not going to happen as quickly as you want. Things in your environment are still lining up towards that, and you're not going to be able to rush what you're wanting, this new start, unfortunately. There's still things you need to get clarity on or get wrapped up. Tie up loose ends, right? By the book, yep. That's what I'm picking up. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? That's what I'm picking up here on this card 11. You want to race forward. You're excited. Your mind is already in your future. The frustration for you is waiting for things in the 3D. This is a very dense, energetic environment that we're in, the third dimension. So getting things to come into fruition that you've been working on in a sort of in a co-creative way, that can be frustrating. It can. That's why I think a lot of people give up on manifestation, for one thing, because they give up after it doesn't happen right away. And there's a misunderstanding as well about what that looks like. It often can really help you to just be in the feeling that you're going to feel once it's all happened. Be in that feeling now, imagining what it's going to feel like when you've got all those things in place. If you can get with that feeling, that's a helpful way to do it, right? So this is the advice card for this. You're going to need to go by the book, especially because there's a child involved. That's what I'm gleaning before even reading this. Getting along with others entails understanding and respecting who they have become as a result of their environment, culture, and experience. Find the middle ground that allows the relationship to flourish while honoring the individuality of the other person. Play things by the book instead of trying to break the rules or pressure others to conform to the way you want to do them. Trust your connection will deepen as a result. So you're just not going to be able to rush forward with the charge that you might have behind you right now of that Knight of Cups energy of like, oh my God, I want to express my heart. I want to confess my love. I want to get this new start going. I want to show that I've got this abundant new life going. And you're feeling slowed down. You need to do some things by the book before you can rush forward. I think it's because there's a child involved. So I hope that's helpful. I'm going to pull one last, I think, tarot card here just to clarify that for us, and then I'll call it a day. And now I know for next time, maybe some things I need to be aware of for trying to film this. Why did it keep stopping the filming? I don't really know. But looks like it's working now, thank God. It's so strange. Tech is very weird. Any final messages about this? What's important for you? What's the important takeaway message? The Five of Swords. You're going to have to watch out for a conflict. I don't want to end it on that, so I'm going to pull. This is a very conflicting energy. You're in a really joyful place. You're going to have to work hard to not let the resolution of this old world or these old conflicts derail you from what you're trying to do, from your focus. You've got a clear presence of mind right now to create the life you want, so don't get sucked into this conflict. Maybe, I don't know why that's the big takeaway for this whole. I have a sense that this message might not land the greatest with you, like you might be frustrated to hear it. I'm picking up on that. Might have a hard time believing it, because for you the energy might feel really right to move forward, and this is saying you have to slow down a little bit, and that's not something you're wanting to hear. I can feel that. Let go. Dang, that's it. Let go of your timeline. Trust the natural flow of nature. Patience. That's your challenge for the weekend. Is that you thought this was going to pop off this weekend. In your mind, your timeline was like, in the next 72 hours, I'm going to be in this new start. But there was something holding you back, and it's this old scenario or relationship or conflict that needs resolution by the book before you can move forward. And that's going to feel like a thwarting for you. The important message is that it's not a thwarting. This is all happening, but you're going to have to face what's right in front of you, which is a potential conflict about these changes you're trying to make. It's okay, though. Don't be discouraged, because everything that is for you is coming for you. You're tired of the grind through the hardness. You want it to break open. This is going to be a little frustrating for you to hear, but it's not going to happen on the timeline you are imagining. What story or myth is manifest here? What story or myth is playing out universally? So any kind of myth that you could be imagining, right? Like, there's all kinds of myths that would encapsulate, and capture this kind of dynamic or power conflict. Show up in boots, ruin a black tie affair, friends in low places. You're all on fire to make all these changes. You're really wanting to just say, I'm ending this, even if there's conflict you have to face. It's almost like if you're, I don't know if this is involving a breakup, but it's almost like if you're dealing with knowing you're going to break up with someone, right? In your mind, you're already there. You've already left the relationship. You've already broken up. You may already be thinking about what's going to come next now that you've ended this relationship. But let's say you haven't had that conversation yet. This is that kind of energy. It's the kind of energy of knowing I'm already in my next life. You got to slow down though, because other people are going to be impacted by this decision, and they are not going to maybe take it well. That's kind of what I'm picking up here. Whatever change you're trying to initiate in the next window of time that's real immediate for us in the 3D, like the next 72 hours, you're going to need to slow down. You're going to really need to do things by the book. So don't go racing forward. It's okay to still create the life you want. That's what I'm picking up from this show up in boots card, is like, yeah, even if there's conflict, you know it's right for you. You have the clarity. Don't let the conflict steer you away from making the change. You may be a little bit conflict avoidant. And it's okay to continue to initiate the change, even if it's creating conflict. You're going to have to deal with the conflict. That's probably not what you were wanting to hear. You might have been hoping there wasn't going to be any conflict and you were going to move forward into this new life. And this is saying not so fast. There's going to be a little bit more work to do. Just keep doing it. Go by the book. Everything on the up and up. It's all coming for you. It's just not going to quite happen in this 72 hours. So sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but that's where all that frustration was coming from. I think that's also why all the stop and start was happening in the beginning of this reading that got me sort of aggravated, is an echo of the energy that you're in. You keep feeling that stop and start, excited, then held back. That's a real frustration for you right now. It's not going to be over yet. There's still some obstacles. So this will help you take the charge out of it. Knowing this and hearing this in this reading is going to help you be prepared so you won't be so reactive and frustrated. Just allow yourself to deal with the conflict that's right in front of you in the next 72 hours, and then all of this is going to be for you. If you try to skip through the conflict or handle it poorly, it's going to create problems for you later in the new start. I'm picking that up pretty strongly. So your advice is to just deal with the conflict right in front of you. It feels like an obstacle. It's going to clear it away. The other advice too around the conflict that came out in the first layout is really keep your energy clear. So smudge yourself. Don't absorb or take on the conflict of the other person in the equation. Keep your energy clear. Protect your mental clarity. Don't let this conflict suck you back in. So that's it. I appreciate you being here. I'm thrilled to see that this reading has actually recorded, and I'm going to go ahead and upload it. And I appreciate your patience while I was dealing with trying to understand what even was going wrong here. So it's a little disjointed in the beginning of this reading. That's why. It's because I had a lot of challenges, and that's what you're dealing with is some of these challenges, but they're not major life and death challenges. They're like stop and start, stop and go traffic or something, right? All right, thank you. Have a good weekend.